Hello collectors and fans, this is G-Man with G-Man Toy Reviews. By the video, and as you're looking right at it, you probably know what the next review is going to be. I've had so many requests for a King Ghidorah, I decided to give you Mecha King Ghidorah instead, a web exclusive of 2015. You heard me right, web exclusive 2015. And let me take the box away so you can see the wonderful figure itself. Okay, here we go. We'll zoom right on in and let you get a breathtaking look at this beautiful figure. At the bottom are the little do-rats. Everybody knows the movie, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from 1998. You remember something about some of these terrorists from the future come back. They want to get rid of Godzilla because they claim it's going to destroy Tokyo, and Tokyo becomes a powerhouse of big money and power, and they own other countries, all this other stuff, and they didn't want all that, so they wanted to change basically history for the future if they go into the past. And one idea was to capture, you got it, Godzilla, trade him back from the past to the future. There won't be no Godzilla, and unfortunately there'll be a King Ghidorah. Of course, Godzilla does defeat him, so they bring back the body or the DNA back to life that was in the ocean, was the King Ghidorah, and guess what? They made it a Mecha King Ghidorah for a great battle scene. Did y'all get all that? I hope so. But here we go with review. How does the figure stack up? Let's find out, shall we? The second, or the third if you count the do-rad accessories at the bottom here, version of the 1991 King Ghidorah joins the SH Monsterarts line. How is it this time around? That's a good question. Hopefully, with a little bit of my review, you will learn these little tad bits of information, and hopefully it would make up your mind if you'd like to add one of these to your collection. Mecha King Ghidorah is made up mostly of new mold for the wings, middle head, and middle section, the tail extensions, and the leg braces, while the rest is the same mold from the previous release of the King Ghidorah. Okay, basically. The wings with the die-cast upper tips, although sturdy in design, are also highly delicate and they can break very easily. On one hand, it's nice to have a version of King Ghidorah with movable able wings, but on the other hand, it's a new wing sculpt and not fair to judge it against the other previous versions, which we all know the first version of the King Ghidorah had many problems with the wings. The bumpy surface of the gold area of the wings look really nice and right dead on with the original suit. The middle robotic head is really cool looking, and it has these interesting green translucent eyes that can either look cool or really goofy depending on the angle you're shooting the photo with your camera or video. A word of warning, be very careful with the figure. If it falls on the floor or any hard surface, the three middle tips, which are right here, will break off. And most likely, you won't be able to find them. Rounding out the design are the leg brace and the tail tips at the very back here, being film accurate as I described before. And it adds a little bit of coolness to the figure. There, I said it. Accessories of this time that shines with the accessory. It comes with 300 do-rats. Everybody remembers the do-rats? Yeah, that lady from the future brought them. Went back in the past, put them on that island with Godzilla, save that Japanese platoon, whatever, and she let them out on that island. Well, we know what happened to that island. It got an atomic blast. Well, boom, there you go. King Ghidorah became in the present from the past. Sounds like a new plot for another movie, I guess. They are closely sculpted. Their heads and everything look quite accurate to the film. Okay? The heads are lightish greenish color with the paint perfectly with no runoff. The eyes are nicely done, as well with the white eyeballs and black pupils. The wings are a mix of white and gold, and they look great up close. Just at a distance, so-so. The teeth are white. The tongues have a nice deep red to it. For such a tiny part of the head, it's cool that the paint was applied with no runoff and just the right amount of paint applied. The gold paint on the body really pops while it stands apart color-wise from the tan color of the face. It doesn't ruin the effect of the figure, in my opinion. Some people didn't like these little characters and thought they were a waste, but still, I think it was a nice addition to this figure. Also included are Godzilla's capture cables. Let me show you those real quick. Here are the cables right here. Okay, I wanted to show y'all that. There's a big one for the middle for the, I guess, the waist. There's two mediums and two small. And these grappling hooks will shoot out from King Ghidorah and basically capture Godzilla while he's trying to fight King Ghidorah. I guess it was to hold him so he couldn't get away, I assume. Okay, let's go back to the review. A few connection rods and a base for the cables come with bendable wiring, which I just showed you the cables. Machine head cable wires are die cast, while the rest of the is plastic. So basically you got the metalless wire. There's some metal in the casing, but basically the hooks themselves are plastic. I believe that's what I was getting at there. Yes. They can attach with opening flaps, and in the middle portion of the chest can be removed to fit the main capture cable. As you can see, the cable machine heads or base laid out can grab Godzilla from apparently the legs, the waist, and the arms. That's how they shoot out from the original film-laid costume. As it's spit at such a large release, the cyborg figure has many points of articulation. Mecha King Ghidorah's legs can move back and forth and side to side, but with limited range. His heads have less freedom this time due to the hoses attached to the chest of the middle section right here. In there, you got little hoses. Let me see if I can zoom in and show you all those. Right there in the middle, see the white tab? See the cables hooking to the Ghidorah's necks? Right there, you see them right there? With the little red thing? Yeah, those are the cables. And if they pop off, they're such a heck to get back on. I know, because it's happened to me. Okay. The mouths can open and close, but have loose jaws, and they can either become prone or slack jaw, as I call it, and just fall off altogether. The ball joints and the tails are sturdy, and this time around, and it's easier to pose them without them losing their pose as previous editions of this figure. The wings are steady yet delicate at the same time. The wings, when moved, need to be held at the base where the wings meet the body. Don't try to do it from the top. You may damage it. While it might surprise some, it's worth mentioning the articulation of the Durites as well. What I wasn't expecting was just how much articulation these little figures have. The mouths move up and down. The tail can move 360 degrees. The head can move left or right. The legs can move 360 degrees. Quite a lot for such a little figure. In fact, I think it's got more articulation than the big figure of King Ghidorah. But, hey, what do I know, right? For the most part, let's talk about the paint. The paint is top-notch with the red paint on the metal portion free from overspill and blemishes. While the teeth do have some slight red paint mixed into the white, it's very slight and definitely not as bad as the paint job on other King Ghidorahs, basically the first run. The roofs of the mouths are really well done with a deep red color. The metal parts are well done, looking sleek and shiny. The coloring contrasts nicely as well with the golden skin of Ghidorah. or Ghidorah. The control base where the enemy character was located while controlling the mode is also nicely painted. It looks slightly like glass-like. That's the white little dome I'll show you in just a second. And a different shade to the rest of the metal exterior to give you it to pop and stand out. So let me zoom in, which you see it. It's that white one right there. Right there in the dead center, right there. That's the control center where she was controlling the Mecha King Ghidorah, right there, okay? And on these other sides, I was telling you about the metal, it's there, and on that side, and towards the bottom, let me spread out a little bit more. You'll see them down here, and on the other side. These open up so you can shoot the wires and plug the wires in, okay? Or the cables. Let me zoom back out. Thank you. All right. The only real blemish to me is the right foot where the Go paint wasn't correctly applied. It's no biggie. It's slightly annoying when the other foot doesn't have this problem. I assume when it went through the factory, it just got overlooked just a little. But still, I was able to do it professionally touch up, and you can't tell the difference. Overall, Mecha King Ghidorah is a figure that, while cool looking, it isn't one that I found personally exciting. He's just a good, not great, just good. That brings to being said, with all the accessories added, die cast included, and mostly great paint job, it's a solid figure, in my opinion then. Definitely pick him up if you're a fan of this figure or if you're looking to round out your collection with other King Ghidorahs. I rate this King Ghidorah out of 5 stars, 4 stars. And because I personally own all the King Ghidorahs or King Ghidorahs up to this date. So the first one had its issues and the Go was kind of different. The second one was a little bit better. It had a flying stand. It was a special color version. And I'm glad they gave us a flying because it needed to fly. It was nice to have that stand. It was a nice added extra, I thought. The ship, the little skip ship was okay, but not necessary. But hey, it goes with the theme, okay? Also, I look at it this way. When this came out as an exclusive, with Peabody exclusive, I figure, why not? I mean, I have all the other King Ghidorahs. Why not get this King Ghidorah to round them all out? I also have a bootleg King Ghidorah that I got from China. You can see that on another video, which is titled Godzilla King Ghidorah Bootleg from China. Okay, this has been G-Man. Whoa, wait a minute. I know somebody's going to say, G-Man, you need to do some more close-ups. Okay, just because I remember someone telling me that in a message, I'm going to do it. First off, the movie is this one on the left side or right as you're looking at it. It says Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. That's it right there. That's the movie. Not the one with Martha, the other one with King Ghidorah. Okay, I got a double feature here. And then on the back, it tells you a little about it right there. I'm going to let y'all read it. Pause it if you like to read it all, okay? And there's some more information about it right there, okay? All right. There's the movie to prove that this King Ghidorah was in this movie, okay? Just to let y'all know. Remember, it's Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. It came out in 1998. There's that part. Well, let's bring a do-rat up close. Now, take a look at this little fella. Now, this little fella looks really damn good for such a small figure. Look at my thumb compared to this little figure. His wings move, his mouth, like I said, his eyes are painted just right. That's not stickers, that's paint. His head's done a nicely green. If you look on the back, you see his tail, you see his legs move, okay? Right there. This is a lot of articulation for such a little accessory. And I'm glad that this was included in this exclusive, okay? It made it more enjoyable for the purchase, okay? Also, we'll zoom in on the King Ghidorah a little bit more. If you look at the middle section, you'll see a red spot right underneath the eye. Let me see if I can turn it around. Let me get that eye for you. There's that lucid eye right there, if I can get it. I don't know if y'all can see it that well or not. Let me try it this way. I can't tell, but there's a missile right under his mouth. See it right there? That's a missile in the mouth. I guess some people thought that was his tongue. That's a missile. It doesn't come out. It doesn't shoot out or nothing like that. It's just for looks, okay? So that's in the mechanical part, okay? And I think that's a beautiful looking eye myself. I like that eye on there, okay? And I just think it looks nice. Both of the King Ghidorah's necks are from the original other version of the color version that was made. The second version, basically, I guess. Third, if you count the Durads. And the whole point was, you can see the tongue, it articulates, but these can slap jaw. I'll show you. Let me see if I can see. They can slap jaw very quickly. See, they can slap jaw. Let me try this one. A little bit, okay. Definitely this one. Yeah, see. I mean, you got to decide which is which. You take your good with your bad, okay. But then again, this is Mecha King Ghidorah. I mean, there's not many can say that, you know, this ain't a good figure by S.H. Martin. It's really a good figure. And then out of the star rating, I told you 1 means bad, 5 means good, and I gave it a 4. So, in my opinion, it's worth getting. It's worth having to add to your King Ghidorah collection. Now I can say this has been G-Man with G-Man Toy Reviews, signing off. Peace!